style is self-expression. These are beautiful things, and it's a thrill to share my collections with you. Only on HSN and at hsn.com.
Improvements is a leading innovator of unique, high-quality decor. Space-saving storage ideas for every room and essential kitchen must-haves. With the latest color and style trends, our items are designed to solve every home and garden need, so you can create the space you've always wanted. Dream big, make it amazing, because there's always room for improvements. Improvements on HSN.
Bold, gold, and gorgeous. That's Bellezza. These gold-enrobed bronze creations are meant to be noticed. Unique Italian-inspired designs and fine details with the look, feel, and luxury of pure gold. Perfectly priced so you can stack and layer them to suit your personal style. Go ahead, make a statement. Dream big, be bold. Be Bellezza. Only at HSN.
Well, I'm glad you're watching HSN. We're here live in the studio. I am your host. My name is Helen Keeney, and I have an hour with the Delta 3. This is the most powerful, the most advanced of the Delta line with EcoFlow, and we are doing an incredible value. And I'll tell you why. You know, the management here at HSN, of course, is very aware of what's going on in the country, what's going on in the world, and we know that a lot of people don't have power right now. Power has been turned off, you know, for safety, so that fires aren't started, and, you know, blizzards all across the Midwest. So, and here in Florida, of course, we had our hurricane season where most of the people that work in this building had no power for a long time. So during those times, they like to come out, which is so wonderful and so great, with a special deal on something that everybody needs, and that is power in your home. Now, this is strong enough to power up to 99% of your home appliances. We are doing a exclusive bundle where, I look at these prices, it's almost $1,200 if purchased separately, and then we're doing that for $579.99. So here's your choice. Getting the Delta EcoFlow and the hand truck. Everybody gets the hand truck. It's $129 value. You pop on your Delta EcoFlow, and then you could just wheel it around the house wherever you want it. And the hand truck, of course, you can use for other things, but you choose if you want the Delta EcoFlow and the hand truck alone or with the solar panel. Now, the solar panel makes it so that you can recharge your Delta EcoFlow with the rays of the sun. When I bought my Delta EcoFlow, of course I got it with the solar panel, because if there's a power outage, you can't recharge your Delta EcoFlow unless you drive somewhere where there's power. So it makes sense, and these are usually $150 $350, excuse me, by themselves. So we're doing either $579.99 or $679.99. So it's basically $100 for the solar panel when it's usually $350 on hsn.com. We have 4 flex pay, so you can get it for $145 without the solar panel and $170 with the solar panel, but we're also doing VIP financing. What does that mean? That means that if you buy it with our own HSN card, no annual fee to get the HSN card, we're giving you the maximum 18 months, a year and a half to pay it off. If you get it without the solar panel, it's under $33 a month, and if you get it with the solar panel, it's under $38 a month. No interest. No interest, no fee for the credit card. It's just, again, like $35, $32 a month. So our special guest is Justin Hyatt. We've got the entire hour. We're gonna tell you all the cool things this does, but I wanna start out right off the top. Now, I mentioned that Denise Austin just had a Today Special of a treadmill, and I'm thinking, oh, I wanna put it here, but where do I plug it in? And I go, by EcoFlow. Because I think of it honestly as power on the go, power anywhere where I want to have a plug.
I have the best segue for you, okay?
I'm
and
ready.
this
I'm ready,
is
brother.
no joke. So this whole past week, I was at the Consumer Electronics Show. It is the largest electronics show in the whole entire
Oh, you were
world.
at CES?
I was at
how
CES.
cool. Oh, I can't wait to hear about it.
So, of course, I'm at EcoFlow's booth. I'm working with a lot of other people. I left one booth, this was the first day, and I walked past that elliptical that we just had with Denise Austin. And I talked to them, I said, that needs to be on HSN. They said, actually, it's the Today Special today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I bought it. It's fantastic.
I saw that. I thought it was the coolest thing.
It's the coolest thing.
So just speaking of new and exciting stuff, that's exactly what EcoFlow is. So when we think about even just the world of consumer electronics, there are a lot of cool things that come out, but sometimes we get to that kind of plateau where things become stale. It's not very often you have a category like power stations that really takes the world by storm when it comes to just something new, something refreshing, and something that every single one of us can use. And I mean every single one of us can use. So at the Consumer Electronics Show and at the EcoFlow booth, still reigning supreme is our EcoFlow Delta 3. It is the newest, latest, and greatest from our Delta line from EcoFlow. And EcoFlow is the #1 in that new category of power stations and solar generators. Easy to use, one touch of a button to turn it on and to turn it off. In a few seconds, I'm gonna walk to the front, I'm gonna show you what the alternative is, and you already have an idea. It's a gas generator, it's a propane generator. Do you know what I didn't see any of at the Consumer Electronics Show? Those, propane generators and gas generators. We're thinking complete electric because it's easier, it's cleaner, and it's safer for every single one of us. This is going to run 99% of your home appliances, and it only weighs 28 pounds. And you know what it doesn't need? It doesn't need gas, it doesn't need propane, and you get to use it where? In the comfort of your home. So when we think about all of these storms that have just happened, whether it's 30 degrees or 30 below, now when this happens, you can just kind of rest assured that you've got something at home where you can go ahead and you can just simply plug in a light. So right here, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug in my light. What about a fan? So this is seasonal, but it's not. This is yearly, year in and year out. One of the greatest things about having your EcoFlow Delta 3 is that when you get the latest and greatest, you're getting the best battery system that is on the market. We have something called life cycles. So when you go to invest in any power station, you need to look for life cycles, because if you were to deplete and recharge your power station once a day, it would take you 10 years before you depleted the battery, and it will only charge from 0 to 80%. 10 years if you did it every single day. Now, before, on our previous model, you had 3,000 life cycles. You have 4,000 life cycles on your Delta 3. And did you see what I just did within seconds? I have a light and a fan. But on our display, unlike a gas or propane generator, it's gonna give you every single bit of information that you need. It's gonna tell you your percentage. It's also gonna tell you exactly how long it's gonna run anything for. In fact, it's also gonna break down exactly how much wattage is even being used. So when we think of wattage, we think of high wattage appliances. Well, what about the big stuff? Okay, I got my light and the fan, the power's still out. What about that full-size refrigerator? We think about food, okay, right now. Helen, I know we talk about it every single presentation.
Yeah.
You go to the grocery store right now, you leave with 10 things, and you look at the receipt, and you say, what did I buy that cost me $200? It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Okay, well, but we buy stuff, especially, for instance, like food, because why? Because we need it. That's what continues our life. It continues to sustain us, whether it's food and water. What about all the perishable goods that are in our refrigerator and in our freezer? Maybe you've got $200, $300, $500 of food. Well, you can prepare, in a sense, for hurricanes, but all of these other things that we're experiencing, you can't necessarily prepare, except you can prepare today for what can happen tomorrow. So we've got all the fruits and all the dairy and all the frozen food that might be in here. It might even also be medicine. My sister's type 1 diabetic, and you saw that turn on. I spoke about the high wattage appliances. At some point, we're gonna like to actually cook our food, right? So now, when I say cook or use 99% of our appliances, I'm just gonna go over here, I'm gonna plug in my full-size microwave and an induction burner. I haven't unplugged anything, right? I've got my light, my fan, I still have my full-size refrigerator, and then I'm gonna come over here to my full-size microwave. So Helen, this is why when we looked at the Delta 3, we said, and this was obviously extremely well received, when you said 99%, 28 pounds, latest and greatest, and it can power my microwave inside my house while I'm still using inside my house, and a light and a fan, completely undisturbed. When we see all the things that are happening in the world today, We have to be prepared. We have to have a plan no matter what. This has become the #1 plan for the majority of everybody here at HSN saying, and I mean even in the studio saying, I need to have a plan. I want EcoFlow in my home.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a popular item here at HSN. And, you know, I was talking about my daughter, Rebecca. She's in Los Angeles, but here's the thing. No power, no air purifier, no, you know, no nebulizer. My daughter has asthma. You know, even if you're not like, okay, I don't want to cook an omelet or have a fan on, you know, there's some, you know, maybe you sleep with a CPAP machine if there's no power. And, you know, maybe the weather's perfect. You can open the door and it's not like you need to have a heater or air conditioner, which, by the way, this will power as well. This is really your home power source. And we talk about emergency preparedness, but I could just as easily do the entire hour talking about how much fun you can have. Maybe you tailgate football season. You know, you put it in the back of your, you know, your truck, and you've got your margarita maker, you know, and you're making your burgers. It's great for tailgating. It's great for fun. Maybe you're a camper. Maybe you're a glamper. You're able to, you know, plug in your light, your fan, and everything for your camping. I know campers love it. This is something that I will say, like during the hurricanes, I didn't have power. Someone else did. You know, we lend it to each other. I know Justin and I both have lent our EcoFlow to other people because sometimes power is out. The other day, we didn't have power in our house. There was 6 people in our entire, there's like 100,000 people, we had 6 people didn't have power. My husband texted me, I have no idea why they shut the power off. There was some fixing something, I don't know, but he could keep working because he could plug it into the EcoFlow. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, it's not just during hurricane season, I use this all the time.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like, you know, about EcoFlow in general, is that when we think about just an insurance policy, something that we can get and that we can use in multifaceted different ways throughout just the year, and again, I said even just for the next 10 years at the very least. By the way, just to harp on that one point, 10 years at the very least, but that's why we don't give you a 1-year or a 2-year warranty, not even a 3-year. We give you a 5-year warranty to back our EcoFlow Delta 3 because it's got that brand new LFP battery. Just speaking of insurance policy, we always think, okay, well, when we think of backup power, it's got to be one of these, right? It has to be a gas generator, it has to be a propane generator. If you live in an apartment or condo, you can't own one of these, right? You can't store any of these. In fact, you know, even we would talk about this throughout the years and a lot of places, because we had one host who was from California. She used to always say, you weren't even allowed to store gasoline in the garage.
Right, right.
So again, so we need gas, we need a generator, it's loud.
During the hurricane, we couldn't get gas.
Right.
So the gas stations are powered by the power company, and then they don't work if there's no electricity. That's another thing people don't think about. And then we ran out of gas during the hurricane, and then when they turned then they got gas again, there was lines miles long, and the police were monitoring how people could get gas. It was, I mean, I'm telling you what actually happened here in Florida during Hurricane Milton in our neighborhood. Justin and I, we live in the same neighborhood. So it's all these things you don't think about. Like maybe you have a great gas generator, that's awesome, but what do you do when you can't get gas?
Right. Well, and just to kind of piggyback on what you said, which is the things that you don't think about until like you're in it,
you're
right?
in it.
We experience it, we can tell you, but it's almost those moments where you don't realize it until you're in it. So we said an insurance policy, but again, this is something we only think of as emergency, and then what happens throughout the other years and throughout the year and the years after. This sits and waits, right? We don't sit and wait to use our EcoFlow. This is 70 pounds, or we can have this. This, by the way, talking about things that you wouldn't think about until it actually happens. I've had this generator for years, and I didn't think about this part. This battery right down here, this battery actually was completely dead. I thought, well, and in fact, it's a perfect example, our today's special, today's a jump starter. I thought, well, maybe I'll use my jump starter to get this. Well, it was too late. Stores were closing. I thought I was ready. I thought I was prepared. But then we think about all the other things that go along with a generator. What about storing the gas? And you talked about gas going quickly. You know what goes before gas? The gas cans. In fact, the stores limit you on how many gas cans you can even get.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
So
that's funny.
Again, things that you don't think about. All right, let's think about the laboring part. I just tore every single thing in my shoulder playing pickleball this weekend. To think that I'd have to do a pull crank, I wouldn't happen. Even with the push start, not gonna happen because the battery's dead. All right, just comparing apples to apples, this weighs 28 pounds. This can power up to 2,700 watts of power, nearly identical amount of power to our full-size gas generator, except there's only, what, 2 AC outlets on this, whereas there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 AC outlets on our power station. Okay, what about turning it on? I was talking about how painful it would be to even turn on our actual gas generator. I'll just do that one more time. It's one touch of a button. Do you know where this lives? This lives inside. This doesn't live in the garage. It doesn't get stored inside of a, another storage facility that we pay extra for monthly. This lives right in our closet. And Helen, you said it. 99% of the time, I'm gonna be using my EcoFlow for the fun stuff. And when it's not so fun and I need it for my emergencies, then I also use it for that 1%. So for that 1%, you probably get it right now today for that 1%. But it's nice to know as an insurance policy, it's something I get to pay for monthly that I still get to use for all the fun stuff like tailgating, like going to the soccer games for the kids, whether it's your grandkids or it's the nieces and nephews, and taking it outside for the fans. But then when I need it for the emergency, I fall back on something that's reliable. And when you think about reliability, #1 power station brand in the United States and #1 go-to power brand here at HSN. And when you go to hsn.com and you look at the reviews of all of the different power stations that we have, phenomenal reviews.
All right, but I also want to mention that we do have something else available that Justin brought to be part of, because we're doing emergency preparedness. You can actually buy an extra battery. So you're doubling the power without doubling the price. And then we do have a cover for the EcoFlow case if you would like to get that as well. Yeah,
the cover for the case is a no-brainer. I think when you just look over at the overall value, we say we have 5-year warranty. This right here is extremely, extremely well built for, I don't know what the price, I believe it was $50 for the bag before.
I think it's $49.99.
$49.99. You have all the different pockets and vents. This is a great place to keep all of your different cables. We include the solar panel cables, the AC cables, and the DC cables. So you're going to want it all in one little area. Plus, it protects your overall investment. And then talking about the extra battery.
We do have VIP financing on that, by the way.
On the bag.
The extra battery, where you have a year and a half to pay it off, just like with the EcoFlow.
This is another no-brainer to me. You're saving so much that if you can go ahead and stretch the dollar for even those savings and pick up an extra battery. We have a perfect example of how to use it right here. This extra battery weighs even less than the actual full-size power station. It stacks right on top of your existing power station, and one little cable daisy chains to your power station. And as Helen said, you're now doubling the amount of time that you can power anything and not doubling your price. So now I just stack it right on top of my power station. It still fits perfectly on that cart. In fact, I want to go behind the cart because the cart does come included on either one of your options. This can hold up to 165 pounds. So I can have both power stations right here, completely mobile, wheel it right over to the kitchen, and then let's just say we get 15 hours for a refrigerator. Now we have 30 hours. If we get 1 full hour for a microwave, now we have 2 hours. This again, if you can do it, I would absolutely say get the extra battery.
Right, and by the way, if you want to get the EcoFlow, every EcoFlow comes with a little trolley cart. By itself, we only have 160 orders left. If you want to get it with the solar panel, which is a $350 solar panel for just $100 more, that we have the rest of the quantity in that. But I just wanted to let you know. And by the way, 3 to 1 people are buying the solar panel.
Did you say we only have 160 of the bundle left?
Of just the where you get the EcoFlow by itself, solo. 160 of that, and everybody gets the trolley cart. But if you add the solar panel, 3 to 1 people are buying it with the solar panel. When I bought it with the solar panel because I thought, well, suppose I need it when there's no power, then how will I recharge it? So it just sort of made sense. I do have an update. Okay.
Holy cow.
It's not 3 to 1 solar panel, 10 to 1 people are getting it with the solar panel. My producer just told me. So, I mean, it does make sense to me to get the solar panel when it's $350 by itself and it's only $100 when you add it to this little bundle that we're doing. And don't forget VIP financing. So if you get the whole bundle with the solar panel, it's $32.23 a month. The extra battery would be about $26 a month. But if you get it without the solar panel and you get the Delta EcoFlow 3, it's $32.23 a month, and with the solar panel, it's $37.78 a month. So the difference is about $5 a month to add the solar panel over 18 months. And that's with the HSN card. By the way, if you don't have an HSN card, even better, because we have one of our big coupons today, where you save $40 when you open an HSN card today, and there's no annual fee, it's a free card. Go to hsn.com and put an HSN card in the search, or call the 800 number, 1-800-695-1418, and you'll get your HSN card. So, I mean, this is such a great deal, and I will tell you that I use mine all the time. You see all the different ports that it has, and you can see that it's Again, this is something that isn't available in stores. I know that Justin just came back from CES, and it is what,
middle button.
Oh, you know, it's so funny. I was just told I'm pushing the wrong button. All right, so anyway, we're doing it today because everything that's going on in the world, you know, the big freezing blizzard in the middle of the country, power outages, obviously in California with the horrible wildfires, my daughter lives out there, they're turning the power off in a lot of places because they don't want to spark any embers. Okay, but then inside your own home, maybe you want to have a cup of coffee, or you want to have your air purifier on, or maybe there's medical equipment. You need a refrigerator to keep your, you know, diabetes medicine cold, like we were talking about your sister, Justin. And then also there's your CPAP machine. I mean, there's so many reasons why you need to be in control of your power and not the government or the weather or anybody else. Right, Justin?
Yeah, it's power uninterrupted. Uninterrupted. You know, it's the idea that we do have the true independence no matter where we are, no matter what type of home we have, and no matter what kind of things that we need in our life. You know, when we read the reviews, and after 6 years of really launching EcoFlow here at HSN, we've heard from so many of you about your personal stories, and that's the thing. We're all unique, but yet we're all very similar. We need power, we need food, we need water, and when it comes to power, we've always been very limited. We've all been very just kind of dependent on the one option that we have, which is always, well, if we live in an apartment or a condo, or if we're not feeling confident in owning a gas or propane generator, we have to just sit and wait. But there's no reason why you have to sit and wait anymore. And when we think about all the different applications, it's also the different applications that you can have every single day inside your home. I love the fact that we've included the cart, whether you get the bundle with the solar panel or not, because now, again, applications, I can be using this in any room that I want. I can wheel this, whether it's with the 2 wheels, whether it's with the 4 wheels. It just makes it so easy to do exactly what I'm gonna do now, which is move it from, for instance, the kitchen, from the living room, and now right over here into the bedroom. So two little handles on the side, weighing only about 28 pounds. I'm just gonna pick it up, I'm gonna carry it over here, and I wanna walk through all the different ports really quickly. We showed you how easy it is to turn it on. I showed you that you do have all those different outlets right here. Right here, I'm just gonna hold that power button on, and in just a few seconds, you'll notice that brand new next generation display kick in. This is gonna give you every bit of information that I was saying. In order to turn on my AC outlets, for instance, I turn that button on or off. Same thing with any of my USB ports. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 2-prong AC outlets. 1, 2, 3, 3-prong AC outlets, 6 AC outlets total. We also have 2 fast charging USB-C. These are the fastest that we've ever had. That's 140 watts right here, individually USB-C. Just to give you an idea, I could be charging 2 MacBook Pros from both of these outlets right here. I also have my USB-A, and then on the very back, this brings me to another really cool thing. Let's talk about recharging the power station. This is where that extra battery goes. Very simple. I want to even show you the door. It actually opens, and then it even slides in so you don't have to worry about even breaking that door off. This is that little orange port where you can actually connect your solar and your DC adapter. So if you're driving and you want to charge it while you're driving, you can. That cable comes included. And the solar panel, you get 500 watts of total solar input. We're giving you 160 watts. You can get additional solar panels all the way up to 500 watts, and we can even tell you if you have any questions on how do I connect additional solar panels. We have a great US-based email address you can call, or excuse me, email for any of the customer support. And then when you want to plug it into the wall, in just under an hour, from 0 to 58 minutes, all the way up to 100%, you can charge your power station. Think about this. You can power 99% of your home appliances and charge this in less than an hour. We used to say, when we launched our original flagship model, our Delta 1300, which this is the 3rd generation of that, it would charge in almost an hour and a half from 0 to 100%. Then it was a little over an hour. Now in our 3rd generation, our Delta 3, in less than an hour, you can charge your power station. Also, we're not anti-gas and propane. We just know that it's not for everybody. This is, but if you do own a gas or propane generator, use that to conserve your gas and charge up your power station. Let this power everything else in your life. And speaking of your life, okay, let's talk about the things that we truly depend on in our life. For instance, the CPAP machine. Okay, I've got the CPAP machine plugged somewhere over here. I'm just gonna plug this in. This is just a 2-prong little outlet right here, and it's gonna kick in right when I go ahead and turn on that AC. When this kicks in, it's going to then tell me exactly how long I can power up my CPAP machine for. Whether it's your dialysis machine, whether it's your oxygen machine, whether it's your nebulizer. I was probably about 12 years old. There was a hurricane. Nothing like this ever existed then, right? We think about new things. Within just the past 6 years, this has come out and changed the way that people live with the power stations. CPAP machine, nebulizer, we didn't have a gas generator. We had to actually run out in the middle of a hurricane when we lost power because I couldn't find my inhaler to go ahead and be able to go to the hospital because I couldn't find it. If we had this, we wouldn't have to do that. Power station running my CPAP machine, it's going to show me 74 watts right now. Even at 74 watts, it's saying a little over 13 hours. This is going to start to level itself out once that CPAP machine starts to kind of settle in. And we'll be able to have closer to roughly about 20 hours with our CPAP machine. These are things when you're thinking about, okay, I live with a CPAP machine because I need a CPAP machine and I haven't thought twice about investing in one. We need to think about how are we going to continue to let that run. With our brand new battery system, it's not an EPS, meaning emergency power source. If it was, this switchover would mean 30 milliseconds. And what's a switchover? When I have this plugged into the wall, and my CPAP machine plugged into my power station, when I lose power, well, this would recognize I've lost power and then in 30 milliseconds, turn on my CPAP. Now, your Delta 3 is what we call a UPS, 10 millisecond switchover. So if you're working from home and if you have a desktop computer and you're in the middle of work, this will act exactly like a UPS and continue to power whatever you've got plugged in and you won't even skip a beat. We love that because again, it just lends itself to how new and advanced this is. Think about all the things you have inside your home. You're running this inside your bedroom and yet it only runs at 30 decibels. You'll hear your CPAP machine, you will not hear your power station, Helen, as opposed to your gas generator that could be 20 feet away from your home, and trying to sleep with that on is not the best thing in the world.
No, and you know, this is an amazing value. By the way, 13 to 1 people are getting the choice with the solar panel. Rob, do we have the if purchased separately on this? Because the value of the trolley is really fantastic. I mean, I sort of casually mentioned, oh, by the way, you get this trolley, but I think it's like $129. It is $129 by itself. So let me kind of show you the breakdown of what you're getting, because you have a choice of getting the solar panel or not the solar panel. That's your choice. Everybody gets the trolley, the $129 trolley included. So it's a really amazing deal. I believe that this is the same price for this one airing that we had done when it was a Today Special. So it's like the EcoFlow Delta 3 is $699. The trolley's $129, so it's $828. That's just that's without the solar panel. Now, when you add the solar panel in, I don't know if we have the if purchased separately for that. It's an amazing. I think it's obviously a better deal because that solar panel is quite expensive when you buy it by yourself. So I'm not sure if we are gonna show that. Okay, so see the solar panel? It's $349. And then the trolley's $129. We're giving that to you. So what you're paying for to get the Delta EcoFlow, the solar panel, and we include the trolley is about $1,200 value, $1,177. You're getting for $679.99. So it's almost half the price. We only have one airing today. It's just on in this hour. We've got about half an hour left, and then that's it for today. It's kind of a one and done. We had this as a Today Special a while ago, but it kind of in light of everything that's going on in the country right now, the people, the powers that be, thought that it would be a really wonderful idea to do our Today Special price for this one single airing. By the way, the shipping and handling is around $30, $24 or $29. So the shipping and handling for everything is free as well. Now, I just want to give you an update if you want to get the extra battery. Rob, how many did you say we have left? I know it was, okay. If you want to add the additional battery, we only have 93 of them. At that price. I should add at that price. You have a year and a half to pay it off. It's double the power, not double the price. So I think a lot of people are adding the extra battery. So only 93 people can get the EcoFlow Delta extra battery. And it literally doubles the power, right, Justin?
Yeah, again, when we talk about doubling the power, what we're essentially doing is we're converting it from a little over 1,000 watt hours to now a little over 2,000 watt hours. Essentially what you're doing is now, instead of just saying a CPAP machine for, let's just say 20 hours, now you got 40 hours. If it's 15 hours for a refrigerator, now it's 30 hours. You're doubling the amount of time. So just consider that like an extra tank of gas. So for instance, like when we just had that hurricane, I made sure all my extra batteries were already all charged. And that way, when I kind of dedicated certain power stations for certain things in my home, which by the way, just because you already have had an EcoFlow, I would consider picking this one up. It's just the portability of it, and since it's really the most powerful in its capacity and size, this is one if you want to make sure that you can start to kind of spread your power and prioritize. Move one into your bedroom, have one for the kitchen. If you can do that, I would recommend it, but have that extra battery so that you can do exactly that too. The fact that you get the cart, I love the cart, makes it even more portable. This speaks to everybody. You know, I had an old apartment building. I was living in an old apartment building. It was all window AC units. When we would lose power, it was in the middle of summer. It was 100 degrees out. A fan is nice, but a portable AC unit is even nicer. With those window AC units or window shakers, which we call here in Florida, I was able to plug mine into my EcoFlow. So I've got this set to, I think 66 degrees. It might even be set to just the fan. It's still blowing cool air. This is saying 14 hours. Just thinking, and this is something that for a lot of you, this is very relatable. If you have had a gas or propane generator, or if you've ever considered one, when we're out of power, for the most part, we're not out of power for 2 days at a time. Maybe it's 5 hours or maybe it's 10 hours. For those 5 to 10 hours, you might say to yourself, even if I had a gas generator, propane generator, is it worth it to take that out of, to get it set up, to take it out of the garage, to get it out of the storage unit, to make sure we have gas for something that's going to be inside your home? If it's storming outside or if it's cold outside, we never even have to go outside. We stay where it's comfortable and safe, and then plug in the AC unit. So again, even if it's just those 5 to 10 hour moments, this is a better option, obviously, for a majority of you. And it's just a safer and easier one. Love being able to stay cool. If you want to stay warm too, this will still work perfectly for your heating blanket. We always recommend a heating blanket because that's how you stretch your heat and time even longer. We think, you know, a space heater. Space heaters are very high wattage appliances. Yes, will it work? Absolutely. If you want to stay warmer even longer, I recommend getting a heating blanket. Yes, even your blow dryer.
The essentials.
Your essentials. It'll blow all my hair off of my head, but for all of you watching, it is a great way to make sure that if you do meet up with anybody for coffee or lunch the next day, for mahjong maybe at night or whatever it might be, make sure that you don't look disheveled because you've got your portable AC unit or your power station, excuse me, to make sure that life continues to go on.
I don't know who that was for. The disheveled mahjong player.
That was everybody who knows Yiddish.
Oh, that's everything. I was like, well, then that's me because I got what you were saying. All right. Well, we've only got about 20 minutes left, 25 minutes left in this presentation. I want you to take a look at our Delta EcoFlow. By the way, this is the most advanced model in the EcoFlow line, the newest as well. So it's the 3. And by the way, people, whenever we do big sales on electronics, people always ask me the same, oh, is this last year's model? No, it's the latest and greatest. Is it refurbished? No, it's always brand new. We never sell anything refurbished. We have a direct deal with EcoFlow. So we get these exclusive deals. This price isn't available anywhere else. It's only here at HSN. So if you would like to grab this, remember you can use FlexPay. FlexPay is any major credit card. It's MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, debit card, American Express, whatever you want to do. It's $145 to get the solar panel every month for 4 months. And it's, excuse me, without the solar panel. With the solar panel, it's $170. And it's 4 payments, equal payments. And here's another thing about FlexPay. We ship with the first payment. When you call to order or go to hsn.com to order or use the QR code to order and you place your order and check out, we ship it to you right away. Even if you haven't paid for it yet, paid it off. FlexPay, you get the item and then you pay it off later. It's a great system for you, for all our customers. And I of course, love shopping that way as well. Looking forward to paying off my treadmill. I got FlexPay on that.
Did you get one?
I did. I got it.
It was awesome.
It's awesome. I bought it. It's in my house. There was no assembly. It's amazing. It sold out that day. I had the final presentation. I mean, if you come to my house, it's like an HSN showroom. It really is. But the EcoFlow, I was thinking, I want this, the treadmill needs to be plugged in.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I was going to put it in my daughter's room. You know, she's grown up, but she visits all the time. But then I thought, oh, but there's not a plug where I want it. And I went, that's where the EcoFlow is going to live. It's going to live there because it really is power wherever you want it. Power when you're camping, power in your house. If you've got, here in Florida, we've got something called a Florida room. It's sort of like an outside separate room, and there's usually never any power in it. So it's technically, you could go out there in the summer, but it's too hot. You know, there's no air conditioning, no nothing. But it kind of makes another room in your house. I don't know if you have a basement or a garage where you can add, you know, a fan or a light or, you know, power tools if you've got like a hobby of woodworking or something and there's no power in the shed room or wherever. It's really power wherever you need it without calling an electrician and spending, you know, it could be hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. I use the EcoFlow so much, and I have lent it to people a lot, you know, because people lose power all the time for all sorts of different reasons.
Yeah, and just to, you know, just to talk about the Florida room, proof that it was not a Floridian architect, right. That it was clearly somebody not from Florida, and then said, let's call it,
how hot it gets.
Let's call it a Florida room.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, my dad sends me pictures all the time of how he uses his EcoFlow. Typically, it's when he's going tailgating, he's going to the football game. He leaves one that's also in his garage for exactly that. There's no outlets, and even if there were outlets, they're completely covered by all of the stuff like all of our garages look like, right? It's not like the most pristine garage. We fill the garages up, but we still have kind of like those different tool sheds. If you want to be able to have something that's more accessible and that you can use all the time, that's why people love having their EcoFlow. But again, when we think of even a generator, that's not when we say, hey, we're going to go ahead and we'll use that generator to make sure we can plug any of our tools in, right? Or do you even have that generator that's in the garage, or would you rather have something that looks like that? Your power station, your EcoFlow, something that weighs 28 pounds, something that instead of me having to worry about gas or propane, I can just go ahead right here and press one button and turn it on. And by the way, I can run it inside. And oh, by the way, it's only 30 decibels, meaning it's virtually quiet. And by quiet, I mean silent. The other part is it's got 6 AC outlets. Even on that power station, there's 2 AC outlets. I can be able to plug things in without having to unplug things. I can prioritize. LCD display. So even if we're comparing directly back to that power, back to the generator, that would be what? A fuel gauge? It would tell me that I've got half a tank, and then when that half a tank runs out, I might not even know it. In fact, I would know on my EcoFlow because this has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So I can even connect my phone or my tablet, and this can be in any room. It can be upstairs, downstairs. It could be in the basement running my deep freezer, and then I can actually monitor all the power right here. So I can turn it on, turn it off if I want to. All of those different type of technology that you would want to use but don't need is built right here into your power station. Your USB, all of your USB-C and USB-A. We used this for a baby shower just a few weeks ago. We had it outside for the TV, for all the guys that wanted to watch the football games, and all the women were inside, and they were actually plugging their phones in inside while the guys were watching the TV. All the different applications you're gonna be able to use for this that you'll never use for this.
Right.
Let's talk about even just the overall maintenance. This virtually needs none. You need to make sure that it stays charged or to recharge it every few months, or just check to make sure that it is at 100%. Whereas your generator, what do you need to do? You need to make sure that you still have good gas. If there was gas left in it, you need to make sure that you burn through it. If you have a propane tank, great, you're going to go ahead and have it stored. But then again, when we talk about the things that you don't think about until we're in the moment, that battery right there, I had this in storage, it died. And I didn't realize it was dead until I needed it. That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing to experience right here. And so, you know what ended up happening with this generator? We had 15 feet of water. This was underwater because I couldn't lift this and bring it up to the house, whereas this stayed in my house. I had all my EcoFlows charged and ready, so when the power went out and the lights flickered, I knew I was fine. I had all the food and water that I needed. I didn't have to sit and depend on that power, on that generator. I was able to just come over here and then plug everything in. I'm gonna walk around because in the kitchen, again, when we think about all of the things that we need food, we need water. How do we protect those things along with everybody inside of our home? So I'm gonna walk over here to the full-size refrigerator. And to me, Helen, this is one of those things where, yeah, we talk about all the money that we can spend, but we spend it because if we know we're gonna be out of power for a week, we're thinking, how am I gonna make it back to the grocery store? It's already not the most fun experience fighting everybody to the water or, you know, all the frozen food. Now we got all of our frozen food, we got all of our perishable food, whether it's the dairy, the fruits, the vegetable, the eggs. And I'm just gonna come over here and keep an eye on this. In 2 seconds, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug in my refrigerator, and now I'll have power to that full-size refrigerator. If this was a generator, how long would it have taken me to do that? Forever.
Yeah, I actually don't know exactly how to use a generator, but we can't use it. We have one indoors. You can't use it indoors. It has to be outdoors. And word on the street is it's incredibly loud. Loud, loud, loud. But please, if you do have a gas generator, do not use it indoors. Use it outside your house, far away from your house. All sorts of safety rules. There also is a warranty. And I'd love for you to do like 1 second on the warranty. We haven't mentioned it in a minute.
Yeah, this is exactly why when you're getting the newer power stations, it's not a 1 year, it's not a 2 year warranty. When we say this is an LFP battery system, it's in fact our 3rd generation LFP battery system. You don't get a 1 year, 2 year, you get a 5 year warranty along with your power station. And again, if you need any customer service, because you have any questions about this, we even have a US-based email address you can send specifically for our HSN consumer.
And let me go over what the deal is, what the value is that we're doing. We've got about 20 minutes left in our presentation. This is the only presentation today of the Delta 3 EcoFlow. So the Delta 3 is the latest and greatest, newest of the Delta line. It is way more powerful. By the way, the EcoFlow I bought maybe 4 years ago, and it is a much less powerful. It did not come with a 5 year warranty. I did get the solar panel, and I use it all the time. So mine isn't nearly as good as this. And by the way, I think I paid more for mine. I'm 99% positive that mine was more expensive and it was not as powerful as this one. But I'm still very, very happy with my purchase. So you guys are getting paying less money, getting more powerful, and you'll be using it all the time. So if you purchase this separately, the hand trolley that comes with it alone is $129. So here it is if purchased separately. The solar panel that comes with the version with the solar panel, you can get it with or without, is a $349 solar panel you are getting for only $100 more. It's $1,177, but you're paying $679.99. So it's almost half price, our incredible deal that we're doing here today. You do not have to get the solar panel if you do not want. Maybe you already have a solar panel. Maybe you have it in mind for something specific and you're like, I'll be able to recharge it. You don't have to get the solar panel. Then it's $579.99. And actually, a bunch of people just bought it without. How many do we have left without the solar panel, Rob? Because I know I have 148 orders for everyone in our 50 million homes across the country. So we have 148 without the solar panel. We have a few more with the solar panel, but to be honest, we don't have many. That's why we're only doing one presentation. Now, I want to make it really affordable for you. So let me just remind you that this is on VIP financing. If you get the HSN card, it is free financing. There's no interest, there's no fee. It's absolutely free, and all you have to do is use your HSN card. And we actually take the Q card of our sister network, QVC. QVC actually owns HSN, so we take their credit card. I don't know if you knew that, Justin. Yeah. That is not a new update.
I still think we're
that
number
happened
one,
several years ago, but we are lucky enough to be able to take their credit card as well. If you don't have an HSN credit card, you can get one by calling a toll-free 800 number, 1-800-695-1418, and we are doing one of the biggest coupons we've done in the history of HSN today. Coincidentally, it's $40. The biggest coupon in the entire 17 years I've worked here was a $50 coupon that I've seen 3 times. We usually have a $10 coupon. That is our day in, day out coupon, is $10 off your purchase when you get today it's $40. So take it off your EcoFlow. It'll be taken off your order. But this is something that you'll be really glad you have. I mean, I know we're talking about emergency preparedness, but like I said, I find myself using it. Yes, I can plug my, I can plug my cell phone into the wall, but my wall doesn't have a USB port. Even something as simple as that. This has a USB port, Justin.
Well, even the USB-C, where we think, now I've got everything USB-A, and
okay, my EcoFlow doesn't have a USB-C port.
It doesn't?
I don't think it does. I got it years ago when you very first came here.
I had Marty texting me about a power station that he had the original River. It's basically because we launched EcoFlow here at HSN. And, when we think about even when you were launching, you were talking about just the price.
Yeah.
When we launched the Delta 1300, it was the flagship for years. It was like the main power station. It had a lot to do with just the overall power, the value and the size of it. Now, when we launched that was $1,300.
Yeah.
The fact that you're getting the third generation that's better in every single way, 6 years later now.
Yeah. I said I paid more and it wasn't as good as this.
And even less than half of the price of that, right, is really unbelievable. And when you just think about, too, when it just comes to technology, what gets better and more affordable? It's almost like,
I know.
Let's play the game.
It's anti-inflation.
It doesn't make any sense.
Better and cheaper, less expensive.
Better technology, more affordable, and again, even lighter weight, charges faster. Oh, by the way, this is the first time we've ever said this, IP65 too. So it's sitting in the kitchen, you splash water on it by accident, no need to worry. It's dust-proof, it's smoke-proof as well, and of course, even splash-proof. If you're getting the little protective case, even more so, gonna be protected, but I love just the unit itself. I wanted to just show the solar panel.
By the way, can I just mention, mine didn't come with a trolley.
So I can—
No trolley, I have no trolley.
I've been begging them for years.
This is the first time we've included the trolley.
I've been begging for years because I'm saying, look, yeah, you might look at that and you might say it's only 28 pounds, Justin. Yes, to us, it's 28 pounds.
Right, but for me, I'm over 60. 28 pounds is like, it might as well be a car.
She says she's over 60. I still don't believe it.
You know how old I am. Oi, you know. You know.
But here's the thing. You know what? I'm not even kidding. My shoulder is playing pickleball.
How are you playing pickleball? You're not over 60.
Because
Why are you
I'm playing with my parents who are over 60 and they're kicking my butt. And I hurt myself. It's like, no, I'm okay. But again, now having the trolley, I never even have to pick the power station up. I can just literally wheel this from, whether it's the living room, to the kitchen, to the bedroom. And every different application, we say powers 99% of your home appliances. It doesn't have to be that we think of all these things outside of our home. I want you to consider all the things in your home. So I can be wheeling this around. And if you're not using the trolley for your power station, this is still a great trolley, 165-pound weight, really, really nice little aluminum steel tubing and casing for this and the 4 different wheels. I do want to show the solar panel because if you are picking up the solar panel, again, why are you doing it? It is all about sustainability. This is not considered sustainable. We will run out of gas. You might be asking yourself, well, Justin, why were you even getting a generator ready at your home since you have all of the EcoFlows? I like to be able to have a kind of a hybrid system if I can. I have my solar panels that I use for a lot of my power stations, but for my big stuff, sometimes what I'll do is I'll have my generator to power up my big stuff, charge them quicker, and then turn that off and conserve my gas. So when that didn't work, what I ended up doing was I ended up giving my power stations, we talked about this, to my neighbor who was using his generator and he ran out of gas. And he was running out of gas. It's like,
that's right, and you couldn't get more gas.
And I was like, take this, charge this up every night, because he's like, Justin, I can't even sleep. I'm running the generator. Use this. And so he ended up doing that. But talking about the solar panel, okay, this is 160 watts. You can have up to 500 watts of total solar input. So that means more wattage that you have, the faster you can recharge your power station, or more available wattage to use for free. So now I'm going to convert it from what we call a power station to a solar generator. So if I've got my power station connected to my solar panels, what now I can do is obviously recharge it or have pass-through charging. Solar panel, converting sun's rays into energy, passing it through my power station to anything I've got plugged in.
How long does it take? Am I allowed to come over there? How long does it take? I know we've got our separate places in the studio.
You stay over there.
You stay over there. How long does it take to have that recharge your Delta 3?
So if you had total of 500 watts of solar input, you could charge your Delta 3 in roughly about 2.5 hours.
Okay, let me just say, when I bought mine, I think it takes a lot longer than that.
Yes, it does.
I think mine took like maybe 10 or more hours, like a lot more.
Yes. So the nice part about getting the newer power stations is they charge even faster, not even just through the AC, but also through solar. So we've even upgraded the actual...
Is it weird having me this close? You're
no, come on over here.
Can we talk about the batteries?
It was more weird talking to you like it was...
I know, like way across the studio. But I just want to talk about
home improvement over the solar panel.
The extra battery. Rob, how many do we have left? You just told me. 74. So if you want the extra battery, which Justin has, let me not walk right in front of this, but he's got it layered like this. There's only 74 people can get the extra battery. That was more popular than we had anticipated. I think a lot of people are going, I want to double the power for not double the price.
Well, and again, you're doubling the time. So consider, you know, this is a perfect example exactly of how you're going to use it. So it stacks perfectly on top of your power station. This is a brand new design. When you see that little blue graphic to the left that says new and exclusive, it's not just new and exclusive here at HSN. We literally just launched this. We love that what we did, instead of kind of creating a whole nother kind of separate power station that would essentially be the same form factor as the extra battery. We built this and designed it so that it does stack. It saves space. It allows you to stack right there on the trolley. And it's one cable that daisy chains to your power station. You double your power from roughly about 1,000 watts of power, a little over 1,000 to 2,000. Here's the other really cool thing. Even if you pick up this extra battery, if you've gotten any of the other extra batteries from any of our other larger EcoFlows, you can use even the Delta Max extra battery right there with this. So instead of 1,000 watt hours of power, you can have all the way up to 5,000 watt hours of power. Basically, multiply times 5 for this, but we love being able to get that extra battery too.
Do you know, and also this is the only presentation today. We've got about 10 minutes left. I just wanted to throw the grocery thing out there.
Yeah.
So during Milton, we were actually out of the country, and we were afraid that it was going to flood the house, and then they were going to turn we had our neighbors shut our power off. Yeah. That's something that you do during a big flood here. So we realized we lost like $300 worth of food doing that. So even if you're able to plug in your refrigerator you know, you think about it, oh, a couple hours, the food will be fine. No, actually it won't. Just keeping if you save your groceries one time. I mean, it was so irritating buying new mustard. We have several types of mustard and to rebuy every single thing in the refrigerator. So I'm just saying that is money that you don't think about. But if that happens one time, you're able to save your groceries one time. This will almost pay for itself.
So here's exactly what I did in that scenario. Even a few years ago when we had the hurricane, this was not last year or the year before, we actually were in one of the flood zones. We had to evacuate. I had just bought $400 worth of groceries. I'm like, we've got to leave now? Okay, well, I can't pack everything up and then we're going to drive to the other side. So I ended up leaving it. But I plugged my EcoFlow into the refrigerator and then, of course, left and the EcoFlow into the wall so that when the power went out, the refrigerator continue to get powered by the EcoFlow. So even when I wasn't even there, when I came back, the food was still good. And not only did I use that with the refrigerator, I used that with the fish tank, so that the fish tank.
And my husband has a fish tank.
Yes.
And you do not want to come back to no power with a fish tank.
That's not a good feeling.
That is sad. That is sad, sad, sad. Okay, the bag, which is a custom case for EcoFlow, I have fewer than 200. It is $49.95, and it is custom made for the EcoFlow. And yes, it is something that is portable, so it makes sense to have a custom bag to take it, you know, camping or, you know, tailgating and protect it. Maybe it's the back of the pickup truck, but who cares if it rains? It's in the bag. One
of the biggest features is that it is portable. You know, what made this the flagship model, even on its original, the Delta 1300, and then the Delta 2, was that it's the perfect size. It's not something. Now, look. We'll kind of even take the bigger, broader picture here. We have our River line, which is really meant to be just focused on portability. And then we got our Delta line, which is really about full home power. But when we think about what's in the middle, that's what the Delta 3 was designed for. It's designed to really be kind of like the Goldilocks size, still under 30 pounds.
99% of all house appliances.
And we've never been able to say that with our Delta, you know, when it was the Delta 1300, that was 90%.
Didn't we even figure out that we could plug in a washing machine?
We could do washing machine.
A washing machine, America. You have no idea what it's like not to have. To me, the washing machine was one of those things that I didn't even think about, because we went back to the house and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll do it. I have nothing to do. I might as well do laundry. Oh, wait. I can't even do it.
That's when you're like, can I use the spin mop thing as a washing machine?
No, you can't. Yeah, but here's a little bit of what it powers, what we're talking about. And, you know, hair dryer, not all of them can power a hair dryer.
No.
Because that is pretty high wattage, a hair dryer.
Well, think about how hot your head gets when you're using one, right? This is the idea of being able to use these high wattage appliances. So when we say 99%, I want you
washing machine is on the list.
Right, washing machine. So think
I'm glad I mentioned that. That should have been #1. We should have called it the washing machine show.
No matter what, the washing machine. But think about major appliances. And it's something that only weighs 20 pounds. We didn't used to be able to say that with these size power stations. We were very limited to only the larger ones. So what are the larger ones? We were talking about the broader stroke, which is then you go up to the Delta Max. The Delta Max is 50 pounds or higher. Then we've got one that's going to be 100 pounds, which is our Delta Pro. We've got one that's 120 pounds. So again, when we think about power and size,
but even an electric oven, your oven, you could bake a cake, you could make dinner,
air fryer,
you could wash your dish, you could wash your, you know, your clothes, and then, you know, this is really like survival we're talking about. And you know, I will say that, you know, I lived in Los Angeles before I moved here, and my daughter lives there, so I know there's horrible wildfires there. It's just awful. But that state in and of itself does brownouts for conserving living, and I know I lived in New York City, and they also had brownouts. So I lived in an apartment in New York City. Obviously, nobody lives in a house. I lived in a very small apartment, and when the power went out, if you had no air, like you couldn't plug in your air conditioning unit, it was stifling. So if you live in an apartment or a condo or a townhouse, you don't even have a choice to get a generator. And this is completely silent, unlike a generator. No gasoline, unlike a generator. 5-year warranty, free shipping and handling. It comes with a hand cart. It comes with the $350 solar panel for just $100 more than not having the solar panel. We have 5 minutes left, Justin. What do you want to hit in our final 5 minutes?
Well, I really just want to kind of reiterate all of the things that you were even just saying. When we talk about this, we just talked about the portability. I want you to think about all the different ways you're going to use it. Even earlier in the presentation, whether you're just tuning in or not, we think about insurance policies. These are things that we get because we know eventually we're going to need them when kind of catastrophe hits, whether it's a car, whether it's home insurance, whether it's car insurance, but we don't get to use that insurance until something bad happens. This is something when you have as an insurance policy, you get to use for all the fun stuff. In fact, we always say 99% of the time, it's going to be for the fun things.
Right, exactly.
This isn't something that you say, I can't wait for that to sit in the closet.
Right.
You know what?
I don't have it sitting in the closet.
You know, the majority of the people that I talk to, if not every single person, thinks of ways to use it.
Yeah.
We've talked to people who put it on their boat to have lights on their boat, whether it's putting
That
it,
was me.
Right.
The Christmas light boat parade. My husband was like, how are we going to do lights on the boat? I go, the EcoFlow. We brought the EcoFlow on the boat. We have like a little boat. And he took, this is a true story, he took the decorations off the lawn, put them on the boat, and then plugged them in. And then we did the little boat parade. Valerie and her husband came on, host Valerie, her husband came, this was actually last year. And then, you're right, we were just thinking of fun ways, more and more ways to use it. I forgot about that.
I was going to say, it's the Eureka moment, or it's the Eureka flow. Another terrible dad joke, but it may work. May never say it again.
He'll be here all week.
Maybe not. But you know, we do have those moments. You are going to think of all the different applications. You know, my dad is always texting me because he's always thinking of different ways that he's going to use it. He said, Justin, I just use it for the TV in the back. Justin, I have it for the garage. Justin sends me a picture, he's FaceTiming me at all the different tailgating for the Dolphin games. This is not something, if we just got a gas generator, whether it was for ourselves or for somebody else in our lives, they would have that type of excitement. Yet in the emergency moments, when we say EcoFlow's become the #1 go-to power station brand in the United States, you don't just become that. You have kind of become it because of you, all of the viewers, the consumers that have bought one and loved it, because it falls back on what's reliable. EcoFlow, #1 power station brand in the United States, #1 power brand here at HSN. We launched EcoFlow here at HSN 6 years ago. In the 6 years, as technology goes, it gets better, quicker. And this is a perfect example of that. We talked about how much more affordable it is than even its predecessors, yet it's even better. What makes it better? IP65 rated, so this is splash proof. This is also dust proof. You can get the bag to make it even more protected if you want. 28 pounds, charges even faster than its predecessor. Let's talk about the batteries that are inside of it really quickly, because I know we're running out of time. When you're getting newer technology or something that's new, you want it to be better. Well, it is in many different ways. This is what we call LFP batteries that's inside of it, but this is our 3rd generation. It's the same type of batteries that you'll find in a Tesla vehicle. It charges even faster. It lasts even longer. This charges from 0 to 100% in 56 minutes or 58 minutes, less than an hour. Last one was a little over an hour, roughly about an hour and 20. The one before that, an hour and a half. So faster charging. It's also going to last longer. So if you were to deplete this and recharge this every day, it would take you 10 years before the power station only went up from 0 to 80%. 10 years. So again, as an investment or insurance policy, it's not something that's renewed every single year. It's something that you get today that will be with you for the next 10 years. So think about what's going to happen in the next 10 months that you'll have this. Again, super quiet, 30 decibels. You can have this running in your home, right by your bed, whether it's your bed or the kid's bed. Helen, just all the different ways you're going to use it. You're getting the latest and greatest, and you're getting it from the best place to shop for it. And I hear about that even at the Consumer Electronics Show. I got mine at HSN. I was like, that's the place to shop.
Was were you like the popular booth? Was everybody running over there?
So we actually had 2 booths. We actually have one that's for a whole home, and then we have one section that's for all of the RVs. We have so many different home solutions that it's just growing and growing and growing. The latest one that we had, though, that everybody wanted to see is still the Delta 3.
Oh, you know what? That is, well, I will say that this is such a steal of a deal. I do have an EcoFlow. Mine is less powerful, and I paid more money for it, and it took 3 times as long to charge using the solar panel. It'll recharge fully the Delta EcoFlow in 2.5 hours using the solar panel. The solar panel is $350 on its own, and it's only $100 more to get the bundle with the solar panel. Everybody gets that hand cart, which you're able to, of course, you're gonna use it for a million things, and you can put the EcoFlow on it and wheel it around, you know. Maybe at Halloween you want to have a movie on the garage door for all the kids to see, like a fun little, you know, Halloween cartoon movie. Maybe for camping, you know, the Christmas lights on the boat, like I was talking about. My new treadmill, to have it where I don't need to plug it in, I can put it anywhere in the house because I have an EcoFlow. It really is power on the go anywhere you need it, and you have no other shows today, right?
No other shows. This is really all about power your life and do it yourself. Be independent and rely on the #1 brand that does it, EcoFlow.
Right, and not on anybody else, including the government, the power grid, just you with your power.
When everything else is, and everybody else is crazy, let me tell you, they're thinking about themselves. I mean, I hate to tell you that, but yeah, you want to be thinking about you and think about you right now.
And so, or maybe you're getting your second one, but it was so fun hanging out with you for this hour, and everybody at home, of course. We've got more live television here at HSN, and I see Michelle is standing by the wall of coins, so I know it's Coin Collector coming up next.
Yes, a wall of coins indeed. Welcome in. My name is Michelle Yarn, and this show is always so fun. It's called Coin